I'm Lee, and this week it is extremely humid out, so I think I'm going to make some chisels because it's a kind of quick project, but I need a cold chisel and then I need another hot chisel. Let's start with some coil spring. Now I want to separate this from my normal chisels, so I'm going to put a flat spot up the spine. Same thing with this one, but I want to try something a little bit different. Now my idea with this is that my normal chisel, my hot chisel, is round on both sides, kind of like a little, just a radius right there. Well, I want one half of this flat so I can get in the corners, and then I want the front size radius. So whenever I grind this, I want this to be straight down here and then this to come up. I'm going to try that out for a new hot chisel, see what happens. But I'm going to normalize both of these and get them ready for the heat treat. This one really doesn't need it, but I do it anyways. Now first up is my cold chisel, and right now it's a little hot. I want this to a dull red. It's a little hard to see on camera, but I just usually wait, let that heat dissipate a little bit, and I do this a couple times in the forge just to make sure I get a thorough heat inside. And right now I'm still kind of at an orange. I'm getting close. I'm almost there, and I would say I'm probably good. Now I'm going to temper this inside of my little toaster oven because I like, for a cold chisel anyways, I want this thing to be tempered right. It's hard, still soft up here, skates at the bottom. So I'm good on that. Now I'm just going to put this in my toaster oven. Now the other one, I will actually temper at the bucket because it's good practice. The only way to get better at something is just to try it. This is my hot chisel. Now it does not need hardened because most likely it's going to pull the hardness out anyways, because I'm going to be using it in hot steel. But I like to do this for fun. It makes them last a little bit longer, I think. Especially if you cool your work off, or cool the chisel off enough. Now it's getting pretty close. Give it a dunk. See if I can't see the tempers run. It's running pretty quick. And I'll call that a day on that one. Now I'd say I did pretty good on that. Looks like I got yellow up there towards the top. A little hard to see if the camera will focus. But like I said, that's a hot chisel. All right, I have my cold chisel that I have tempered to like right around 450, I think. So I'm getting a little bit of a gold color on it, which is what I want. And I'm gonna try this thing out. I have a flat spot in it, so I know whenever I reach over and grab it, this is a cold chisel. I can't get it confused with my hot chisels. And we'll just mark this somewhere. Put a nice line in it. Tip holds up nice and good. It's nice and steep taper on it to make sure that this has as much power as it can get behind it without breaking this off. So this end's soft, obviously, this end's hard. Now this one I'm not going to drive into steel because I don't have anything hot, but I wanted to talk about it. The way I profiled this is it's flat right here and then it turns up. And the reason I did that was because whenever I'm going across making a flat line like that, I can stay in the groove and keep everything nice and flat. But whenever I need to make a turn, I can lean my chisel a little bit. Now I'm on that rounded piece and it will make turns a lot easier than a flat chisel will, because you'll start to get those choppy lines in it if you're using a flat chisel. This is what I want. So I put these facets in the end, not for any purpose, but just to give me orientation. Whenever I grab it real quick, I can see which side goes on, so I have my flat side to the back. If I want the round side to the back, flip it around. I can steer this around. And I think that it's going to make a nice tool. And like I said, this didn't need to be hardened and tempered, I don't think anyways. But I do it just for fun, good practice. It's tempered the same way, well, not the same way, the other was in the oven, but this got a nice gold color out on the tip. This end's soft, and I leave my hot work chisels round just so I can find them. I know I don't really care about them rolling around because usually I have them sitting on wood or somewhere that I don't worry about it. But I think it's going to make a great tool. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you next week.